Good day, YouTubers, fellow reloaders. Reloading Bench back with you once again. I'm not quite sure I'm going to publish this one. This one comes a little close to home, but I wanted to document it. So this was a Christmas gift from 2010. In fact, the whole process, there's a set of gifts associated with this. Back in 2011, so this goes back about 10 years ago, I spent 2011 trying to find two Colt 1911s, one for each of my sons. And that was something easier said than done in 2011 because of the 100th anniversary. And I wasn't trying to get 100th anniversary Colts, which in California were extremely rare. It was just hard enough to find a Colt 1911 in 2011. So the idea behind my gift was my Christmas gift, and I started this relatively early in the year so that I wasn't rushed, was I wanted to find a cool case, and then I wanted to put together some components in the case, and then I wanted the case to present the actual 1911s. So this case is my oldest son's case. And here was so I spent the year buying parts. With each of their 1911s, actually, obviously came a magazine. But then I started to find, what would be cool old tools that were new, either new old stock or whatever, to present as a kit, because there was not going to be an original box. And this particular box it was hard to find as well because this was out of stock for a long time. And then when it finally came in stock, I bought them. Little key for it. I bought them each a brand new magazine, specifically Colt, and then other parts. This was a Colt 4-end wrench. This used to be very shiny brass, but 10 years in a case, so it was about that shiny. I don't know if you can see that with the camera, but it's not quite shiny anymore. Maybe it's time for a polish. And then there was some cleaning stuff, jags, another brass wrench, some 45 ACP swabs, just some stuff that I thought would make a cool kit that had everything they would need. And naturally that's just not going to go back in the way it was. It's been a long time since these have been out. Long time. And then I made each of them bullets. And these are tough to get out. So these were my reloads. I think all of the jacketed were nickel plated and all the gold were brass, if memory serves. I don't quite remember. Nope, maybe not. So I think they were all nickel, and then I did a combination of gold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9. I did a combination of copper jacketed and then whatever this gold finish was. But then I had his 1911 is here. And that's what was presented at Christmas 10 years ago. And they both loved it. It was a good gift. But because everything took so long throughout the year, and getting the case, so everything coming together, and this is one of the reasons why I'm trying to document this now, is to finish it. because my original desire was to put a patch, a leather patch on here with their initials that was kind of, you know, similar to the leather accents on the box. But again, this was 2011, so finding, I don't even know if Etsy or, you know, there's these little shops that do crafty things wasn't as popular in 2011. And when I was talking to people who worked with leather, you know, making wallets or other things, it was always a difficult process. I mean, it'd take weeks to go back and forth with emails and tell them what I'm looking for and whatnot. And because I ran out of time in 2011, I kind of just put it on the shelf, literally. And then I won't say I forgot about it, but, you know, life took over. And then every time I think about it, I do a little research, and then it would get difficult again. So somebody recently, within the last few months, said, hey, look at Etsy. And I did, and I found somebody who was able to make patches. You know, relatively inexpensive, all things considered. And again, 10 years ago, that wasn't an easy process. So they came up with 2 patches, one for each of my sons, and I put their initials on the patches. The only problem is, and I tried to find somebody who does stitching as well, and this is part of the process, and one of the reasons I'm going to try and document this was, this kind of allows me to finish what I started. So I went out to eBay after I ordered the patches and found a little kit, a leather stitching kit. So, and then I found some different cording, stitching. So what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and make the edges of the patch look like that. So, I mean, it's not exact, but it's still pretty close. And again, finding something that's exact is almost impossible. And then I'm going to figure out a way to adhere this. So, I wanted to document that, finishing this. So the next part of this video will be to see how successful I am learning how to stitch leather to make it not look too janky, and then finish this. And I have no idea how to attach this. This is a canvas and this is leather. I'm assuming I will probably just glue it, but if anybody knows the best way to attach leather to a cloth canvas, let me know in the comments if I publish this. So the next segment will hopefully be this particular patch looking a little more finished or a little more complete, and that is the goal. Back later. All right, so I watched some YouTube videos to figure out how to do the stitching. So there's my knotting and my stitching and my thread and my janky, cheapy eBay kit. But I think that's the look I was going after. So obviously I'll cut that. I'll bring out the case and then see what it looks like. I think that's going to look all right. Back in a few. All right, so there's, I'm going to say that's good enough. And I need to figure out a method of attaching, whether that's glue or other, because it's not going to get sewn on, and it's going to be permanent. This is not a temporary thing. Let me tuck that in, and then let's see what that looks like. So that's the look that it took 10 years to do. I'm a little ashamed of myself for that, but there were reasons, life events. It took a long time just to be able to open that. Too many life events. And I wish I would have been able to do it sooner. But now it's complete, and that's the look I was going for. And I will do the other one, and we'll call that good. I don't think I'll follow this up with a video to attach it. That's essentially the finished product, and that's the look I wanted. That's the look I was going after with the patch. And I'm kind of glad that the place on Etsy wasn't able to do the stitching, because that allowed me to make it just a little bit more personal. And that's what this was. So that's that.